Shiru niaje?
Poa sana.
Uko fiti?
Kabisa na
Mimi niko poa. Habari za masiku?
imekuwa nzuri. You?
I'm good. Just chilling, you know.
Nice.
Getting the vibes.
I feel you.
Straight to the point, maandamano. Unasemaje?
Hey, man, vitu zimeshikamana. Yeah, it's I'm kind of in a state of shock still.
What shock?
I mean, just what's happening in our country at this day and age. It's tough to swallow. Yeah.
So, are you protesting or you against?
I'm definitely against.
Against.
Definitely
Tunakata. Rejecting.
Tumekata kabisa, yeah.
We are rejecting, right?
Most definitely.
So what's your main power for rejecting? What is inspiring you the more to reject?
You know, I just feel like this is a plot. The finance bill is a plot to steal the hard-earned money of Kenyans. You know, to put more money in their pockets.
Yeah.
And take away from from hardworking folks and citizens. So I'm definitely against the oppression of Kenyans for sure.
Okay. And do you feel like the government of Kenya, they're doing a lot? Like you can see like kama walipa pesa ya chumvi, if they can still pesa ya chumvi ni pesa gani hadi ya pads zenyu hataiba?
Yeah, the bill exposes their true nature. They definitely just do not care about humanity. You know, the humanity of the people. Why would you not take care of your women? You know, by giving them products they'll be using for almost the rest of their lives.
And you know this, like maybe mabibi zao ama watoto zao.
Yeah.
Wanatuibia.
Yeah. Already some of the girls and women cannot afford sanitary towels on a regular day.
For sure.
Yeah. Treatment of your sick. You know, nobody wakes up. Nobody wishes to be sick, especially any terminal illness.
Yeah.
The fact that you are exploiting, you know, sickness is just, it goes to show their true nature and just that they don't care. They don't care about the people.
They don't care about, kwa sababu nikiangalia most of the people maybe in Baringo, Migori, we have children wenye wazazi wao, their parents, they don't have the capacity to be like the middle class, right?
Yeah.
But mimi, I reject number one. But as I can see, how I read the bill, putting the towels, the pads on the bill, that thing does not make sense because we have those people over there, like we have low income people like right now in Kenya, we cannot make like maybe like 100 Kenya shillings in a day.
Yeah.
But the government right now is trying to put taxes over suntan towels.
I know. They even went, they went for specialized healthcare,
I know.
For those who have asthma or something.
Cancer and everything.
Like, with the specialized healthcare, just taxing each and every equipment that they have, from the beds. I mean, most people can't actually afford healthcare in Kenya.
For sure.
You know, so it's putting, I don't know, it's killing. It's
killing.
Literally taking the life out of.
For sure.
You know, just inanyonga the life out of Kenyans.
Yeah.
And they didn't provide jobs. There's no job security, and then all these young people are learning how to code, going out of their way, doing content creation, and trying to make a living out of, it's a digital era, whether they're selling software or hardware, and then all of a sudden these guys they want to tax each and every dime that you make out of your creativity, out of your talents and your gifts, and your ability and your capacity to take risks in different areas of life. So I just feel like, these people are tired. They want some money, but they don't want to work for it.
We are tired.
Yeah, they don't want to work for it. Go learn how to code or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Create some software, create an app or something. But Kenyans, the youth, they are really trying to be innovative, really taking risks in different industries, like the information technology industry, and they've been making things happen. And all of a sudden now, the government wants to
take everything,
to take that away from them.
Okay, can you tell me, like, right now you have maybe a relative or a friend in Kenya, and you just send like $1, and then the government, they take 40 bob. How do you feel about that?
The Kenyans in the diaspora abroad, we work very hard. Nothing has been given to us. I see people working 2-3 jobs.
Yep, kupanguza mafi.
Rarely sleeping.
Yeah.
A full-time job, full-time going to school to make things happen, and not just here, but also for their families in Kenya.
Yeah.
And we don't work to enrich the government. We don't work to enrich politicians. We're trying to just make sure that our families are not drowning.
For sure.
For the most part, because it's not like most people are enriching their families back home. They're just trying to help their families have their head above water. Yeah. And for politicians to come and want to take that money just so that they can go renovate,
I just have
a 600
million
Kenyan shilling house and renovate it for 6 million Kenyan shillings.
Just for the president, like, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
And we have people like right there, like, hawa watu wanaishi ni kama wafungwa.
Yeah.
Watu, mimi sahi, for example, we have people maybe in Haiti or somewhere else, Barengo, Migori. There's people affecting the flags. Do you know, like, Kenya just sent them only 10,000 Kenya shillings?
Yeah.
That's less than $80.
And life is extremely expensive.
And these people right now, on the bill, they said that deputy president wants 600 million for his house.
For his house.
Renovated. Hata hizo nyumba najenga.
Yeah.
Renovation.
What has he done to actually even
Nothing.
To deserve that kind of treatment?
Rigiji doesn't talk about nothing.
Nothing.
This guy's just there.
They don't want to work. They want things for free. And also they're affecting agriculture is not easy.
It's not easy.
Farming is not easy.
It's not.
Now you can't buy a djembe without an extra added tax. Fertilizers, machinery, equipment. They're just making life harder for already a population that is already struggling.
For sure.
Yeah. And trying their very best to make a living.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. No, that's not making a living. That's taking the money out from the pockets.
That's totally true, yeah. I think this is the straw that just broke the camel's back, and I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they pushed us a little too far. And I'm pretty proud of the Kenyans and the youth for standing up for their rights. At some point, it does not matter what you lose.
Yeah.
you stand for what you believe in.
And thank you for the changes. I'm a Gen Z personally, and thank you. Power to the Gen Zs. Keep it up. You guys, we appreciate you. We bless you. Keep up the work. Keep up the motto. Keep up the fire. Tunawapenda sana. By the way,
Don't give
Gen
up.
Zs.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Let's fight for our rights.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your dad or your mom in Kenya or your grandparent? You guys have a land in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Ya guka yako.
I know.
But unasikia sahii mtu anataka kutax land ya guka yako. Inalikuwa kama mamao. How do you feel about that?
You know, I'm saddened. More than anything, I'm angry, but I'm really just saddened at the state of affairs that's happening in 2024. And you know, I don't see why he needs more than what he has.
Nothing.
I don't know why he wants mine.
He doesn't want us.
You stick to yours. Yeah, well, I don't understand why he wants mine too. You know.
We don't want.
It's this is an example of gluttony and just greed. And if power has corrupted these politicians so much and they can't handle it, they just need to let the people that can handle it step into power.
For sure.
Yeah, because the people who can do their work and won't go insane because there's money and there's power and, you know, privilege. There are people who can be able to hold their own and do their jobs. And that's what we need right now.
For sure.
And the youth have demonstrated that they definitely have more capacity than these guys. And it's so unfortunate because this is the legacy they have left. And they have destroyed anything good that they had done in the past.
Yeah.
It has totally, they have completely dismantled and destroyed their legacies.
And I can speak as a Gen Z. What they did. You remember the Mamau?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the next 10 years from now, the Gen Zs, we're gonna be on the book, on the syllabus, for the maybe next 4 years to come from now. And what we're doing this, we will not do this for us. Even though, you know, parents, they say like, us, we are too literate, we're not learned, we don't know about the constitution, we don't know about the politics. But guess what? We know it. But we were so silent until they had to walituguza ile wire battery ile red. So we were the negative. We are the black side. Like watu wakamount to
But you know what? There's no need to be angry or hostile with our parents or with the generations that have been there past. They got us here. We are alive. They got us here, and now it's our time to make changes, and not, like you said, not just for us, but for generations to come, because you know our children are an extension of us. It's not good enough for me to make the kind of change that only impacts my life. If the change that I make does not extend and supersede me to generations, to the generation ahead and the next, I have not done enough.
Okay, so I'm as a Miss Pageant, so you're the queen, Miss Pageant. Yeah, the guys, we have a Miss Pageant at the house, Seattle, number
Miss
1.
Africa,
Miss
America,
Africa.
past princess.
Yeah.
Very
So
proud to represent.
How does this bill affect you as the pageant? You know, maybe you work for the government, maybe you work for us, but maybe you're the part kind of from the government. But how does this bill 2024 affect you?
The only thing I can say that it has affected me, it affects the people that I want to inspire. But you know, all this has done is given me an opportunity to live by example. You know, for me, being a queen or queenship is not about a title and a sash, and I like those things.
I see you, girl.
But you know, queenship is a character. It's something that's innate, an innate capacity and ability to be of service to others, to be able to alleviate others' suffering and others' pain, to be able to carry the burdens of other people, and more than that, to be a part of impacting others while they move into their destiny and they accomplish their purpose. So all this is doing is giving me more opportunity to you know, to do me, to be a queen. And this is what it's about. It's being of service to others. And I think that is what politicians have forgotten, that the positions that they're in, they weren't given to them to serve themselves. They were there to impact the lives, the destinies of generations to come. And that's why I said it's so sad that they have completely ruined their legacy, because they had the opportunity to change people's lives. They had the opportunity to make people's lives better, to have their names solidified in books for years to come. And now they'll always be, they have done that, but on the wrong side of, you know. So they will be forever be known as, you know, just, I don't know, the guys that made life worse.
Shiru, sasa tuko na swali. You know, every week before I bring a guest, always naulizanga maswali. Sasa financial bill imeshapitishwa, my pesa imeshapitisha na senta imeshapitisha. But maybe utaenda kuolewa, or maybe you're married. Maybe you're gonna pay for your dowry, right? But what do you think about the taxes, about the dowry in Article 37A and B, about the dowry and the wedding? What do you think about that?
To be honest, I mean, it's already hard for young couples to actually even raise the funds to get married. In our community, people are always fundraising.
For sure.
Clearly, to want to take away from the happiness of this generation, and it's just too much. It's just too much, and you know, people are coming together to be able to do something different, and it's a new start, you know, for a lot of people, and to want to take away the little they have, because technically now you'll be taking the money but to fundraise. You know, it's honestly, they should just be ashamed of themselves.
They are.
They should just be ashamed of themselves. That this is not the kind of behavior that, you know, we wanted to see from our grandparents and and our fathers and people that we looked up to. And it's definitely not Christians. So if you're calling yourself a Christian politician, you should check that twice. Unless I don't know, you might be Judas or something.
Churches need to wake up. We don't need no Judas on churches. They need to wake up.
Well,
churches, they belong to our parents.
Well, the churches might have been misled.
But
misled.
Okay, I'm just it's a joke.
Whatever inspired the misleading, monetary in value or not, there is, and even to the politicians, you know what? It's never too late to do the right thing.
Yeah, never.
It's never too late to do. Yeah,
But
we
guess
all
what?
have second chances in life.
But guess what? Internet never forgets.
The internet doesn't have to
Today see
forget.
you, tomorrow is me.
The internet doesn't have to forget. And the thing about, I'm a true believer in sowing and reaping. Now, the worst thing about when you sow something, let's say I had like 1 kernel of corn, right? If I sow it in the ground, I don't reap 1 kernel.
For sure. Yeah.
The plant comes different, you know? There's some multiplication and addition that, you know, that happens there. And there's no taking back the effects that are out there now. But it does not mean that you cannot change. It does not mean that you cannot continue amending the bill until it sounds a little bit more humane.
Goddamn, today I'm just yawning.
And as for the church, we don't care if you know you took your little money and you did your thing. You can still stand up for the right thing.
But do you know what? Today we just did a process today in Seattle. You saw it.
Yes,
and you commented.
Yeah.
But so many people were scared, and then they had to call my mom. But guess what? I told you on the call, somebody paid me. I don't want to mention the name. The government wanted to pay me $2,000.
I think we already know that is.
No, I don't give them secret.
No. I'm just saying. We kind of know that is.
Yeah. They paid me. They wanted to pay me $2,000.
Yeah.
$2,000 cannot manage to pay for my mortgage. But I told the person who called me, told him, yo, even if it's $2,000, send me the money. I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm gonna protest again. And I'm not scared. Guys, I'm not paid. I'm here for the Gen Z. I'm a Gen Z version. I'm a millennial. I love social media. I'm here as the chairperson of the Kenya Youth Forum, the youth president in 13 states, qualified, and I have my certificates. So I'm here. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for our children and for generations to come. Because this bill, you cannot tell me how ati lazima nilipe taxes za dowry, taxes za harusi, sanitary towels, akina pads na nini, alafu lazima nilipe vitu zingine, ati mkate,
software, hiyo ilitolewa.
Oh my god, I'm tired of Kenya.
But I think that was you know they still like $1,000 and then they give you like $10.
$10.
Yeah, you know.
That's nothing. That's useless.
But I'm gonna continue saying that, you know, as Christians,
We are Christians.
there is as Christians there is such a thing. Guys, come back to your senses and repent. You know, we might not love you, but we will forgive.
Oh,
and
okay.
we will move
Who
on.
are you talking to? Who are you telling to repent? Is it our parents, our generation?
The church, the
All
parents.
right.
What are the parents gonna do? You know what? The parents. I said, no, the parents. They raised us to shallow. To shallow.
How many years voted for the Ruto?
I see.
How many years voted for Ruto?
I understand.
Just answer my question. How many years?
I honestly do not know.
You don't know, right?
But you made a decision, right? You made a decision.
On the statistics, it says over 5 million youths.
I know, and we made the wrong decision, and now we're aware.
Then the people, most of them voted. It was people above 40
but
ages.
Look,
that means
putting blame is not going to get us anywhere.
Listen, I'm not trying.
What's happened has happened.
I'm not trying to put.
I was trying to put blame on parents.
I'm not
Parents walituzaa
wakatulelea tumelelewa.
They finished their job. Let them pumzika. This is our problem.
Yes.
And we are totally capable of solving and finding solutions to our problems. And
I think there's something to say. That's a good job you said. As a chairman and as a chairperson of the youth in Seattle, my goal, because right now we know the problems. Now, what I'm focusing, and I've been focusing for the last 9 months from now, is right now we are finding the solutions.
Yeah.
We have to dig.
Being the change that we want to see in the world.
Yes.
So if you see
you
a
saw
problem,
my changes.
yeah,
you saw my changes.
Exactly.
I've been doing something.
So if you find a problem with the mayor, with the chief, with any person in that political party, the solution shouldn't be like pointing a finger and saying what they're doing wrong. You get your behind up, and you go and you rally and you do whatever needs to be done for you to be the change and take those positions.
For sure.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, we have to be the change that we want to see in the world, and we can no longer just be like, oh well, that person isn't doing the job. If they ain't doing the job, and you think you can do a better job, hey, you're welcome to it.
Personally. Let's go personally. Shiru nani?
Shiru. I am an artist. First and foremost, I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, actress. I am also the reigning Miss Africa North America, past princess. I've been proud to serve our community in whichever way that I have. And as my time is coming to an end.
When?
Probably sometime in September. Last year.
We're gonna elect you.
No. I do not want to be re-elected. What I would like to do is give the opportunity to another queen to shine, because there's enough stuff that can be done. There's enough opportunities, and I unlike the politicians who've been hogging these positions forever, I am not trying to hog this position. I want my time came, and I did what I did with it, and I want to pass on the baton so that somebody else can be able to do their thing.
How you spoke about pass the baton. You remember like the game, like when you used to run and then
the relay.
Yeah. You had somebody maybe like after 100 meters, you come and give it to another person.
Yeah.
Run. Thank you for the good job. You did amazing.
Thank you.
We appreciate. You have changed a lot for the past year. You've been there. But we need you a lot. Hata kama utakuwa chini ya maji.
Sitakuwa chini ya maji, I'll still be of service somewhere, and I'm so glad for the opportunity. Honestly, I thought that I'd be the one to make the impact on other people's lives, but this position it actually taught me a whole lot more than I expected. I've learned to be a sister. I've learned to be a better person.
Become a better aunt.
I become a better aunt. I have a newfound sense of humanity from this position, and I've seen the strength in so many young people, and I just want to inspire them. And if nobody ever hands you a crown or a sash, you do not need those things to be a queen. Like I said, queenship is a character and something that we're all born with, and it's something that you can be and live. It's a sense of being, and so I want to instill that in each and every lady that's out there, and for the guys too, to just be people who carry themselves like Christ did. He is the King of Kings. No one has demonstrated what it means to be a king better than him.
Yeah.
He was humble. He served. He didn't complain. He did. He was more of a doer than than anything. He could have been complaining like, oh my gosh, I have 5 loaves and 2 fish, right? It's 5 loaves and 2 fish, right? Yeah, he could have complained, but instead, used his capacity to do what he needed to do and fed people, you know. And that's what we need, the type of people we need to be.
Now, you know, when you come to my show, we always give water, juice, kusanitize mdomo kidogo. Kusanitize. So
we don't sanitize with water, we sanitize with something.
No, I'm just saying.
Sanitize.
Sanitize.
It's a letter. It's a letter.
For you.
No.
Do you want water, juice? Because this conversation is gonna go.
You know, whatever you wanna listen to.
I know what you want. I can read your mind. But that's for another time.
Yeah.
Maji, juice.
I'm good, thank you. I actually came with some of my own.
Okay, sasa tukuje kwako. We are on a personal. Shiru alizaliwa wapi? Alilelewa wapi? What did you inspire you to become the first president in Washington State? Na nini ndio likuinspire ukakuwa venye huko? Sasa wewe ni madam, wewe ni queen. Mimi nakuogopa.
So, you know, I just always had the desire inside of me.
Ulizaliwa wapi kwanza?
First nilizaliwa Nairobi Hospital, lakini tumekuwa tukiishi Kikuyu, Kenya. Yeah.
Give us the journey from Kikuyu kuendelea hadi Miss Pageant.
Oh, wow.
Breakdown. Primary kuzaliwa, primary, high school, blah blah blah. Ulikuja US aje? So, patie Mungu yote.
I went to Nairobi Pentecostal Academy, also went to Forest View, also went to Masagi Tower. Got out of that in high school, went to Mary Leakey, and then I graduated in St. Nicholas Senior in Adams, and then always had the desire to excel. So I had 2 jobs and and an internship.
What age?
I graduated before I was 18, and my mom had to make me wait a whole year to turn 18, and then started working. And then my parents studied it abroad, studied in the States, so they wanted the same thing for us. So they kept pushing me to look for a school, and I found a school.
So wewe ukukula shida kama sisi ukutembea na kitu moja hii imeraruka.
And I'm not saying that. I mean, every family has its struggles, and we had our struggles, of course, you know.
What are the struggles? That's we don't know. They just want to know your struggles.
Boy, we forgot.
No, don't forget.
Some of our struggles. Well, we grew up without my dad because he was here most of the times. So that made a really huge impact, you know, on us. But we all later on came and joined him. So I guess that the lesson there is nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass.
Shall pass.
So whatever issue you're going through, whatever problem you're going through, whatever situation, hardship you're going through, that too shall pass. So just hold on, be resilient. And coming here, did audio engineering in Los Angeles, got the opportunity to work there. I ended up working and staying there for quite some time. And then, you know, sometimes you get to work so hard, you forget, you know, you're trying to make ends meet, and you forget that you came here with dreams and desires, and one of it was getting into pageantry. And I'd fallen prey to misleading, insidious voices telling me that I wasn't good enough and all that. And it took some time for me to, you know, to grow into my own person and decide, you know what, whether I win a crown, whether I don't, I'm gonna do it for the experience of it. And I'm glad that I stood up for what I believed in, just like the youth we are seeing right now in Kenya, you know? some of them are losing their lives. Some of them lost their lives for something that they believed in. Some of them are in hospital, something that they believed in. And so I know my experience wasn't that harsh, but you know, I chose to believe in myself, and I grew up so much during that journey because at some point I thought it was me against the world. And so I had some tendencies to be a little bit selfish and, you know, not very sisterly. But getting into the pageant and bonding with other ladies that had similar desires, and just the impact of being surrounded by such talented, amazing, beautiful, selfless women, it kind of caught on.
Okay, so I don't remember how. Oh, I forgot.
Oh, and one more thing. And honestly, the best thing, you know, I may never end up being the president, and thank God, that just sounds like a hard job to do. But I think the biggest blessing that I've ever gotten in my life is just to change even one person's life, to inspire somebody, you know. And for me, that's a big deal because there are people who will, you know, who might never have had the opportunity to make life, you know, to impact others in a life-changing manner.
So as a Miss Pageant, right now you're on the seat. We have so many girls affected down in Kenya.
Yeah.
We cannot mention the counties, but you have a program that you run. How do you feel like you can help Kenya females? Because they're the most ready.
There's definitely lots of ways we can do that. One, advocating for the women in the country, fundraising efforts. But right now, if we donate to you guys, that you're getting taxed. You know what I mean?
Every time.
I know.
Preach it.
But anyway, fundraising efforts. But you know, the most I think that the most impactful way would be to strengthen the girls and let them know that you're strong.
Yeah.
You know, most of our solutions don't necessarily come from the outside, but mostly from the inside. Be resilient. Don't engage and participate in self-pity. Fight for your rights. Fight for your space, for your future, and no one can do that better than you. And especially since we're in the diaspora, and even though we are standing in solidarity with you, we are not in, you know, on the line of fire.
For sure.
So what we can say is be encouraged, be strong, don't give up. You being strong-willed is the best, I think, is the best thing that we can ask of you guys, more than anything. And as we figure out how to get resources to you guys, be there for each other.
Sorry, I saw nimekuta kwa late notice. It's almost 1 a.m. You came so late, but Polly, so notice. But
I know. Oh my goodness. Ooh.
So Sunday we are there protest.
Yeah, we're there, and this is not a one-time thing. We're not just gonna be rallying today and then forget. We're gonna stand in solidarity with you guys until we see this through up till the end. And as a Christian nation, I just want to remind people that this is not just a physical war, it's also spiritual. So let's not forget to partner with God in this situation.
Yeah.
I've heard from a few people, including Grace, the youth leader, that we're going to.
She's our youth secretary in
Yeah.
Washington.
You know,
Big up, shout out to Grace.
Yeah.
Grace Mwangi.
Yeah. We're going to be actually fasting up until Sunday for those who want to participate in that, because we believe that, you know, there's two ways of handling this. There's a spiritual way, and like the Bible says, you know, what is loosed in heaven shall be loosed right here on earth. So we're going to stand in agreement, and what is done in heaven shall be done on earth. And of course, we're still going to be here physically. There's so many people like Suela, Grace, you, Maggie, who are, you know, who are rallying to, you know, to have press conferences,
actually
getting permits for the rallies.
Speaking of that,
oh, by the way, there's gonna be like
speaking of that,
yes,
Sunday, Thursday,
yeah,
Saturday and Sunday, guys, we have insurance and we have permits.
That's true.
And we are going to protest. Mpende msipende.
Let's show up.
We're gonna show up.
Yeah.
And this is the one. And we are praying. We have Gen Z's in the asset. One of the intercessors.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, we've been throwing some ideas around, and we think it's really powerful, and they strengthen numbers. It shouldn't be a Washington thing, and I think that, you know. Oh my goodness, where did my drink go? I don't even know where I put it. Yeah. So as we're doing this, it would be really great for